New York basketball. The Knicks, after 50, 53 years, 53 years, NBA Finals champions. Oh my, okay. Let me get this out of the way. It is known on my hat. It says Boston. I do not like New York sports. I don't. I never have. I never will. It's in my DNA. I can't get rid of that. But I can't act like this is not mad exciting. I can't act like this wasn't mad fun to watch. I can't act like a little bit deep down I wanted to see this. I know I'm a little late. This happened. The Knicks won like an hour ago. I got friends in New York. First thing I want to do, congratulate them. Got to tell them, hey, it's been a rough 53 years. Rough 53 years. But you up. You up. And honestly, this game, I spent the whole time. Deep down, not even deep down, I wanted the Spurs to win. It's more fun. It's interesting. I want more basketball. This is it. Basketball is over. It's draft time. I got to prepare for the draft. Basketball is over. I want more of it. But I spent the whole game watching and going, so like, when are the Knicks going to come back and win this? Because that's just what's been going on, and they kept going on little runs, and the Spurs did a great job. Also, real quick, shout out Dynamite Twins with the live feed of New York right now. Had to throw that one up behind me. But I spent the whole time thinking, when does New York come back? They've been doing this the whole playoffs. This last game before, not the game before that one, but the game before that and the game before that, they came back. And, San Antonio did a good job of kind of stopping those runs. I didn't feel like there was as many Knicks runs with no answer, but they still couldn't do it. Jalen Brunson, man. Your finals MVP, Jalen Brunson. Finals MVP, Jalen Brunson. I know going into, what was it, like game 2, I was like, Cat's low-key my finals MVP. Jalen Brunson has just been so critical in the fourth every single game. That was going to be hard to not give it to him, especially considering last 2 games, Cat was really, I don't want to say a non-factor. He continued to play really well, but he was in foul trouble and he was just kind of like in and out of the lineup. Um, JB, man. JB, it took 5 games to get like consistent JB. I don't feel like this is the most consistent Jalen Brunson that I've seen this entire NBA Finals. I feel like every game leading up to this, he kind of wasn't there until like the third or the fourth quarter, and then he was really on. It felt like he was really on the whole time. The Spurs just had no answer. They just had no answer. What, he dropped 40 something? No answer. No answer for JB. Um, let's just start. Let's start with just more Knicks, and then we'll go into Spurs and kind of, you know, what happens over there. I also got my fault for ad plays. I tried to catch the ads last time. I didn't catch all the ads. I'm not paying for YouTube Premium. Sorry, gang. Um, but let's start with the Knicks. I mean, amazing team, amazing win, amazing playoff run. What, in the last 15 they've lost 1 game? That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, everyone was looking good. Once again, OG Anunoby was scoring. It wasn't like as crazy it was, you know, a game ago, but still, Cat was continuing to play great defense. I know he was in foul trouble again, but defense was great. Mitchell Robinson was just grabbing every board that they needed. Every time it felt like there was a big board, Mitchell Robinson was there for it. Josh Hart continued to be gritty and grindy and all that. He hit some good shots that usually you don't see Josh Hart hitting those shots. We already did the whole Jalen Brunson thing. We did the whole thing. Mikal was hitting his threes. I think he only shot threes. I think they were just like, Mikal, you're just going to load up on threes. You're only ever going to shoot threes now. Um, it's a good win, dude. It's a good win. I was worried, oh no, I thought I got to add. Is this Dynamite Twins? These are the Dynamite Twins. Oh, it seems like their signal's lost. Sorry, it got a little scary for a second, where I was like, okay, maybe the Spurs actually do take this one. Um, and it felt like I knew what was going to come. It was going to be that Victor Wembanyama clear flagrant foul. That's two. It really felt. I'm not. I don't like to do NBA conspiracy or like, oh, the refs do this or that. I don't like to do that. But it did feel a lot like they were like, oh, we cannot get Wemby suspended for a game in the finals. Like, we can't do that. Um, that's what it felt like. But it didn't matter. Does not matter. The Knicks win regardless. I'm just I'm just shocked. I'm honestly shocked. I think I'm just amazed. The only real criticism I have, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The Knicks just won the chip. Who cares? Who cares? Um, a lot of times when they were driving in, especially with Victor in the paint, which I know is already super hard to drive into, it really felt like the only person extending. It's not even just with Wembanyama in the paint. It was really with everyone on that Spurs team plays immaculate defense, and you saw that throughout 3 quarters here. He played good defense in the fourth, but there's just no stopping the Brunson burner once he's hot. Can't stop him. But I was really concerned about the fact that no one's extending. They're going up at the rim. I think there was a Jordan Clarkson play where it was, well, I think it was Harper. He beat Harper off the bounce, and Harper's trailing him, and Clarkson, instead of going up out, he went up in and didn't get it released in time. And then you have Harper. I just burped. I hope you didn't hear that. Yeah, Harper come from the back and like swat it down. It was just like, there was a lot of things like that. There was Devin Vassell with the block on OG, which was just like great defensive timing and IQ. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The New York Knicks are NBA champions. We went from the Knicks. We had the Jalen Brunson gets brought over there, and I really liked Jalen, but I did not think that he would be this good, and it was an overpay. And then ends up performing great, outperforming that contract, gets up to his next contract, and takes a significant pay cut so he can have other guys come to this team. They have Julius Randle, who did a lot for them leading up to this, wasn't working out. Tom Thibodeau wasn't working out. They let both of those guys go. They bring in Cat, who leading up to this, I mentioned it prior, there was the thought of, can Cat even be your starting center, let alone one of your best players, but a starting center on a championship team? And then he comes out here and he just won. He just won the NBA champion as the second best player on the team. And then you bring in Mike Brown from Sacramento. Yeah, he's been in finals before, but it's the Kings. It's the Kings. No one trusts anything from the Kings, and you bring in Mike Brown, and this team, obviously you get extra pieces. You trade 5 first-round picks from Mikal Bridges. That even now, I mean, now it doesn't matter. You want a chip? Who cares? That officially doesn't matter anymore. But leading up to it, it's like that's a big load. Pause. Whoa, that's a big haul for Mikal Bridges. You know, um, trade RJ Barrett, who you got in that 2019 draft where you're supposed to get Zion. That was the year you're supposed to get Zion. You're supposed to get Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and you get RJ Barrett, and you let RJ Barrett go. You let Emmanuel quickly go, and you let some extra stuff go, and you bring in OG Anunoby. And this team, man, they won it all. They won it. It felt impossible. It felt impossible. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Up to now, it felt impossible, and it happened. I said it would be really hard for the Spurs to come back. I didn't think they were gonna go out 5. I thought they had one more fight. They didn't have it. They didn't have anything in them. That was it. We saw everything. Um, Congratulations to the Knicks. I want to move on to San Antonio because I got a lot to say. The Spurs. I mean, you're a super young team. Your second best player tonight. Well, not even your top scorer tonight is a rookie. Your best player is in his third season, and then your third best player is in his third season, right? No, second season. You can't be too upset, you know? You can't be too upset. Yeah, you lost in the NBA Finals. Been there. It sucks. It really does. Celtics, 2022, bro. We lost, and it sucked. It sucked. I hated it. But you'll bounce back. You'll be back. I promise you'll be back. But in order to get back, you need to figure some things out, man. And the biggest thing you got to figure out, the biggest thing is you need to score in the fourth quarter. Guys, I've never seen. Are we on an ad? I keep thinking we're on an ad. I've never seen a team so. It felt like. Remember watching the Rockets against the Lakers? It feels like a decade ago. That was not that long ago. It, the Rockets offense was historically terrible to watch. I don't know what the numbers say, but sitting there and watching this team and go, who is going to score a bucket? And they're just running nonsense plays, nonsense ISOs. No one has a bag. No one can get a shot that's like halfway decent. It's just hard to watch, and that's how it feels the entire fourth quarter. It doesn't feel that way at all, and then you get to the fourth quarter, you get into clutch time, 5 minutes left, and it's like, why am I watching a Pee-wee team? It feels like I'm watching a team of Andre Robersons. No one can score. They're playing great defense, but no one can score. And then when you play a guy like Jalen Brunson, who is going to get a bucket whenever he wants, there's nothing you can do. You get to a point where you have to, in order to win the game, go tit for tat with Jalen Brunson, and you can't. And it's not like, oh, well, it's Jalen Brunson. We won't have to deal with him all the time. You're going to have to deal with a player at his caliber every time you hit the NBA Finals. You're going to have to deal with a player of his caliber before you get to the NBA Finals. Say you get through the West. You get to the NBA Finals. The East, who knows what it's going to look like, but you're either going to have to play Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, or Giannis. Donovan Mitchell. These are guys that can get a bucket when they need to get a bucket, and you don't have anyone that can match that. I'll give Dylan Harper credit. He tried. But he's a rookie. He's a rookie that can't be your go-to guy. It can't. You got De'Aaron Fox for the reason to have someone be a bucket getter. You're a late game. Let's slow this down. Let's get a good shot, and we need 2 points. And he's been terrible. I don't know if his injury is just still up on him and he just doesn't know how to act, or he just like doesn't feel 100%. I don't know what it is, but he's been awful. Dare I say terrible. It got to the point where on the broadcast they're talking about you need to take him off the floor in the fourth quarter before the game starts. Before the game started, they're already saying don't play De'Aaron Fox. And they shouldn't have played De'Aaron Fox. He had so many wide open threes. This is a game where open shots are nearly impossible to come by. Every shot is going to be a tough shot. And I know it's the NBA Finals, and regardless of how open it is, it's a tough shot because it's the NBA Finals. But you are getting shots that are so wide open that anybody else would be begging to get a shot at that space, and you are bricking it every single time. Every one of those, he's missing. And it really hurts you when you got, what was it, like 2 minutes left? He's wide open from three. They're down 2 points. And he just, boom, off the rim. You brought him in to score points. And he's not doing anything. He's making bad decisions. He's playing bad defense. And he's not scoring. Take him off the court. Dylan Harper is playing way better. He's playing better defense and he's scoring more efficiently. Stephon Castle had a stinker, but defensively, oh, he was there. There's no reason to have De'Aaron Fox on the court. I'd rather have Devin Vassell defensively playing better, scoring. Devin Vassell's going to hit his shots. Sure as hell not putting De'Aaron Fox in over Julian Champagnie, and I'm not even going to entertain the thought about not having Giannis on the floor so you can play De'Aaron Fox. Now, I'll go more into depth and different video at a different time about the Spurs offseason and what to expect now. But I'm going to let you know right now, you're not trading De'Aaron Fox. I know he did not play good. I know he did not play good, but there's no reason to. What are you going to get for him? His value, not that he's an untradeable piece now, but his value is much lower than it's probably ever going to be. You could still use him. He's definitely still hurt. Like, I don't imagine that we're going to go into next year and he's going to play this poorly. But it's making you look at him and go, I really don't need you. I really don't need you. Once Dylan Harper takes that step that he's going to take, I don't really need you. I really don't need you. I wouldn't be shocked if De'Aaron Fox is not on this team come February next year. I wouldn't be shocked if we hit the trade deadline and De'Aaron Fox gets shipped out. He's likely a next offseason. I promise you. I actually promise you that by next offseason, De'Aaron Fox is not on the team. Why would he be? There's no reason for him to be. And tonight and last game, and the game before that, and the game before that, he didn't show you any reason for him to be on the team. Wemby played well. You know, there's a couple things that bother me with his game. I know Shaq mentioned at the end of it that you need to put on some more weight. Like, of course, people say that about pretty much every NBA player. It's just, he needs to put on weight, he needs to put on weight, he needs to put on weight. And, like, yeah, it'll probably be helpful. I'm not going to act like it's not. But it's just like, it's kind of a default. What Wemby does need to do, though, is he needs to develop some sort of go-to shot. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what Wemby's. I need. Dirk had his little fade. It doesn't have to be this iconic. Tatum has his little sidestep. Curry has his just like, give me a screen, I'm gonna just pull it. Like, everyone has a little thing where they're like, this is my, okay, we need a bucket. Let me just run my simple play. It's gonna give me a good look. Like Jaylen Brown, he all the time does the little like, pretends to drive and then does a little like quick stop pull up, like stuff like that. Like, you need something. And I think what she did a couple times today, which I think was really interesting, was he did a couple like just mid range pull ups. And the thing with him is it's so impossible to guard his shot because he is so lengthy and he is so large and his arms just have so much reach over everyone else that he can do stuff like that. He just doesn't. I don't understand why. Um he needs to develop something, and we need a step offensively from Castle, and we need Dylan Harper to take a step. But they'll be fine. I'm really not worried about the Spurs. I'll go more in depth at a different time. I promise, I swear. But man, New York, congratulations. Also, now that the Knicks have won, everyone on my timeline is LARPing that they're a New York fan. They're LARPing that they're like a day one New Yorker. I'm in Massachusetts. These people I know are from Massachusetts. They moved to New York after graduating college a year ago. And now they're like all of a sudden like New Yorkers. They've been here since. No, you haven't been here since beginning. Shit, you haven't been here since last winter. Like, what? I went to school with a lot of people from LA and Miami. They're in New York now. A lot of my friends, they want to be like actors and stuff like that. Very cool. You're not a New Yorker, gang. You're not a New Yorker. Let the New Yorkers, let these people have their fun. Let these people have their fun. Look at them. Let them have their fun. You're not a New Yorker. Get out of my face with that. All in my timeline. You grew up in Nantucket. You go to New York on a business trip. You're only in New York right now because your best friend moved out there 2 weeks ago and you want to come to see the city. You didn't even know the finals were happening. Whatever. Congratulations, real New Yorkers. Very, very happy for you. As a Boston sports fan, I'm sending you my love. I'll catch you guys next time.